Welcome back to the Metal Hand of God podcast. I am your host, Wayne, and this lovely gentleman that is corona-free.
I am the Rum Guy.
And today we have a very, very special guest that it's completely his fault that the show's going to suck. Is our very first guest ever on this show, Mr. Vernon Smith.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yay, I'm the very special guest.
You are.
The very first one. Yeah, I forgot about that. God, that was, what?
Eight and a half years ago.
8 years ago, yeah, because my daughter was like a baby. She wasn't even 1 yet.
Yep.
And now she's 17.
Math, people.
Fuck.
Math, people.
My math is horrible. That's why I became a drawer and not a mather.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You draw. Mather. That's the official term.
Yes, mather.
Mather. That's nice.
Short for mathematics.
Nice. Nice. Public school.
Any school, people. Any school.
Yeah. Well, not for anyone for the next month.
Maybe longer, dude. Maybe longer.
Yeah.
Real quick, how are you guys handling it? How are you doing with it?
There have been a few riots, but the National Guard has pretty much kept things under control. Yeah, they torched a bank and looted a grocery store.
Couldn't find the toilet paper, could they?
Right, yeah. I'm not sure when this was going to air, so I just figured I'd kind of get the jump on some things in case it goes sideways within the next few weeks.
It's going to air next week, so we're good.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so there might be some of that going on.
Yeah, you never know.
So far, everything's cool. Yeah, no toilet paper, no soap, no hand sanitizer. But other than that...
And honestly, dude, I'll put it this way. Honestly, how many of you actually used hand sanitizer on a regular basis?
I never did, actually. I remember when that shit first came out, I was like working in a restaurant like in the late 90s. And I don't know if I discovered it or if someone showed it to me, but like we squirted some on a little porcelain plate and lit it on fire.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm not putting that shit on my hands. So we've got like, I think 3 little 1-ounce containers here at the house.
Don't say it too loud, man. Somebody might break into your house and steal it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So,
but were you one of the people that said, this isn't going to catch on? Because I was the guy that said, bottled water, this is stupid. Who's going to buy that?
Nah, I kind of got some. Like I loaded up on some bottled water. I've got one of those fridges that like the water comes out and shit anyway. So as long as nobody coughs into the water supply,
yeah, you're good.
I think the bottled water thing's a little silly just because it's there. You have sinks,
right? Yeah,
so
but no one drinks out of sinks here, really.
Yeah, because we just have straight cancer water.
Yeah,
I mean that's basically what ours is.
But we bathe in it, and we're washing our hands in it. So...
Right. That's why skin cancer is rampant.
Right. Yeah. So even though I absolutely do not drink it, and I'm fully aware of the fact that I bathe in it and like stand under it for like 20 minutes a day, I still won't drink it.
I drink it on occasions, man. I drink it on occasions, and I cook with it, so I don't really care.
Yeah. Well, I halfway cook with it. Like if I'm boiling something, yeah, I'll use it. But if I'm, making one of my stupid green teas or something, the boil part, I'll use tap water. But then like the part to cool it down, I use bottled water. Because I'm fucking hardcore like that. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's complicated. You're like a chef of water,
right?
Yeah. that was my nickname as a kid. Was a water chef.
Water nice. Chef. I didn't know that, man. We learn a lot from you.
I didn't know it either until about 32 seconds ago.
So Vernon, tell us about the last 8.5 years, but not like a really drawn out version. Tell us about what you've been doing, man. You were working on stuff then. Everything's changed. You're working on new stuff now. I'm excited to know about it.
Yeah, let's see. Back then, I'd done the Adventures of Dexter Breakfast, was a comic book that I'd just kind of put out. And not too long after that, I started working on a horror comic.
Right. No,
the name escapes me. Do you guys know it?
Yeah, we do
Are you?
because we had to look it up
sure?
last time. Yeah.
Are you sure?
You giving a shit because you listened, didn't you, bitch?
Yes,
yeah.
I did. I listened to. Of course, I listened to the last podcast. You said I was mentioned in it. Of course, I'm gonna listen. I'm a fucking sack of garbage.
It really sucks because I was like, I love that book because I read it like 3 times, and I'm like, why am I drawing a blank on that fucking name?
Wait, what was it called?
It was called Hyde.
Exactly, Hyde. That's what I told you.
Yes, eventually. No, I did look. Dude, I got it. It's Dexter Breakfast. I'm like,
and I was like, no.
I'm yelling at my phone in the car. I'm like, it's Hyde.
I was like, no, it's not. It's not Dexter Breakfast, dude. Although that's a good one too. I was like, no, it's not that.
It's a good save.
Well, it was hot. Well, Dexter's Breakfast was a little scary.
Yes.
And it had scary moments.
And so is Dexter Breakfast.
Yeah,
that one too.
Well, minus the apostrophe S. Yeah.
Dexter's would be really that's an interesting way.
Dexter Laboratory.
It came with Saran wrap.
Maybe Dexter was at Golden Corral.
Depends on what Dexter you're talking about. All right, look, there's 3 Dexters that it could be. It could be the guy at the lab, could be the guy who was a serial killer, and it could be the little dude that Vernon talked about.
And the serial killer one actually was great press for me when that show first came out, because I had a table at San Diego Comic-Con that year, and that was like right when that show was coming out, and so there was like these chicks in like basically Hooters outfit, but with like kind of blood spatter on it.
Yeah.
And they're handing out like all these bumper stickers and stuff, and people like coming up to the table and they're seeing like the big Dexter Breakfast banner, and they're like, "Oh, is that like what they're doing out there?" And I'm like, "No, it's something else." But then after like the second or third day, because it's like a 5-day thing, like I was like, "Dude, it's totally it." So check it out on Showtime, and here's the book that it's based on. So a handful of people are like watching this dude like kill murderers and be like, "Where's the fucking wombat, dude?"
Right, I don't understand
read about
this.
A wombat cowboy.
Like, this is weird. Like, they may really fuck that dude's book up.
Yeah. It's like some kid's book, and now it's like some murder show.
Like,
with
I don't
the
get
titties
this.
And stuff.
Right, man. What the fuck?
Man, he really just gave him free reign to do it. He just sold the license, just cashed the check, and moved on.
It's like, you can have the name, guys.
So, all right, and you told me to give a shortened version, and it's been fucking 20 minutes just on that. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. That adds to the cash.
I meant like the 8.5 years, just to say, well, at one point I got in my car.
Right.
I didn't want you to start there, is what I'm saying. So.
Well, even the 20 minutes I just went off on took place before that 8.5 years. So we haven't even reached the point where I was on your show. Yeah, because that was 2007. I was with you guys in like 10 or 11.
Wow.
Let's see. Yeah, so I did Hyde, which was cool. That got a little Hollywood option as well.
I wish it would have went through.
I do too. It's not completely dead, but it's sort of dead. But they did at least pay for some stuff, so that was cool.
That's great. That's good.
Yeah, and then after that, and having had a kid, since the premise of that, for those listeners that don't know, which should be none, it was a pretty graphic, like, murder comic, like adults killing kids and shit like that. And having just had a kid, I wanted to kind of switch gears and do something she could read. So I switched to doing children's books. Did about 4, 5, 6 of those in the past few years. And then kind of got back into doing comics about a year ago. Doing a mini series called Bigfoot Frankenstein.
Yeah, which I haven't read yet. And I'm excited to read it, dude. I really want to.
Thanks. Did I ever give you the 8-page preview of that?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I saw. Remember we were talking. We were on the set for Jay and Silent Bob, and then you had him there, and I was like, man, that's fucking cool. I'm excited to read it. But we got so fucking that was the longest fucking day of my life, and you know, so it was just
it was awesome though.
It was. I ain't gonna lie. I had a good time too.
Yeah, and I know I didn't have the previews for that because the back cover of the preview is actually like, remember at the end of the shoot when they were around like taking pictures with everybody. The back cover of the preview book is like me with Kevin Smith and Jason Hughes.
Oh,
like,
that's awesome, dude.
And because all I had for it at that thing was like I printed up. We had the cover done. And so I just printed those up and slipped them over some regular comic books and put them in a bag and board to where
to give them
it looked like here's some fucking comics and in case any scenes had been shot in front of my table, which they weren't.
That was super smart though. I mean, we did the same fucking thing. We ran and got like 10 shirts printed, you know, just a few little things to decorate the booth, just in case they came by, you know.
Yep. Which they ended up not shooting in front of mine, but I still made a scene like it was like during the credits.
All the way in the back.
You threw a fit?
What's that?
You mean you made a scene like you threw a fit? Like, why aren't you over here?
So it's like, I demand some fucking and that was it. I just said, I demand some fucking.
And it cut,
then some guy went over and said, "What?" Like, no, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. No, like I saw the premiere, and then it was like, okay, well, I didn't see myself, but then like during the end credits, there was one part, and it's like me and a couple of buddies of mine, like in the background, and we're blurry, and I'm like, I recognize my clothes I was wearing, so there we go. Yeah. Welcome to Hollywood. The V-Man has arrived.
Yes. Yeah, you can kind of see our logo in one part when they're looking at fucking Thor. When Thor the hologram's up. If you look behind him on the right, you can see the MHOG logo.
Right. Was that like the part during the movie or during the end credits scene?
I want to say
there was a hologram Hemsworth in the end credits, and that's where I am. Like if you look in the background, there's a blurry fat fuck wearing like black shirt, black pants with a white tie, and that's me.
I want to say it was during the movie. I don't.
Okay.
I'm not really sure though. I don't remember because I bought the movie, but I haven't watched it again since I saw the premiere.
So we made it basically. We made it to Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, we got our names in the credits. That's all I care about.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, my name is in the credit. Our MHOG podcast is in the credits. So
cool.
Yeah. So that's good. I'm appreciative.
That's like three things we were in the credits for now. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, y'all were for SuperCon?
Yeah. Yeah. We are. We're at the end of the SuperCon. We got there's like 6 of us. Or special thanks tos or some shit at the bottom, and then it's got us on it. I was like, yes.
Awesome. And the Scream TV show.
Yeah, Scream TV show as well. Oh. Adam went in there as a consultant for the podcast kid that was on there, and we got we got a thank you on that too.
Neato.
Very nice.
Yeah, we're famous. We're Hollywood, bitch.
Right.
Enough about our amazingness. Let's talk about you.
Wayne told me to come on and talk about how awesome you guys were.
Oh, well, don't listen to Wayne. I want to know about Bigfoot Frankenstein, because that sounds really cool.
Who doesn't want to know about it?
What is it?
It's a 5-issue miniseries that will be coming out from Action Lab Entertainment. And it's it's really cool. It's about the like great bunch of great grandson of Dr. Frankenstein, and he's out hiking in the woods, and he stumbles across a pile of dead Bigfoots, big fetuses, whatever the plural of that is.
I don't know how big fetuses, because that'd be terrible.
Right? Yeah, that'd be a different book. That'd be Bigfoot Planned Parenthood. That'll be my offshoot.
Perfect, dude. I'll buy that one too.
When I go solo, so he finds a pile of big Sasquatches. We'll go with that. Go. And he Frankensteins them together, slaps together a little mad scientist lab in the middle of the woods. Lightning strikes, and boom, Bigfoot Frankenstein comes to creation. And the two go on a madcap adventure trying to find the people that slaughtered all the Big Feet.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's an interesting story.
It's way cool. Like when we started doing it, I was working on a couple of other projects, and I was like, fuck, dude, I want for these to get done so that I could hurry up and get to this. And I'd like do little doodles on it here and there, like in between, working the other jobs. And
now, the concept for this, I mean, what were you smoking, drinking? What were you doing when you came up with the idea of this? Because it's out there, it's out of the box, which is very cool, which I dig that. But I'm like, how do you just come up with this?
Thanks. Well, I came up with it by being someone else who came up with it, because it's not me. I just drew it. This guy, Mark Bertolini came up with it, so I gotta give him credit. I would like to take credit for it.
I think you should.
So I guess I just will. Yeah. Mark Bertolini, who actually just had another miniseries come out through Action Lab called The Argus, which is a time travel crazy adventure thing. Issue number 1 just came out. Issue number 2 should be out in a couple of weeks. And I'm plugging it because it's a great book, and because I did a pinup in the back of number 2. So
hell yeah.
So what are you wearing?
I've got this little itsy bitsy teeny weeny
yellow polka dot bikini.
No, that's stupid. Who would even come up with something like that?
Somebody who made a lot of money on a song.
Yeah, that's the wrong answer. You're supposed to say khakis.
Double-sided dildo. Yes, khakis. I mean, yeah. There you go. I get those two confused. Yes.
Well, it depends on the color of it. It could be khaki.
Right. Yeah. No, I pin up drawing for the book. But yeah, he came up with it. It actually was weird. We came together, like he just friended me on Facebook one day, and I was like, oh, this dude's name sounds familiar, and I looked on my bookshelf, and I was like, oh yeah, I've got it was like an anthology that he'd done a story of, and so like I just messaged the guy, and I was like, dude, I've actually got one of your books, blah blah blah. And he was like, yeah, I've got an idea for something else. He's like, I saw your art, it looks awesome. I've got a couple of things that I'm working on. Here's one of the things that I think you'd be a good fit for, and it was the Bigfoot Frankenstein, and saw the first 8 pages and was like, that looks really fucking cool. And so drew out the 8 pages, pitched it around to various publishers, and yeah, Action Lab was really cool about it. I'd met their main editor like about right around that time, actually, and kind of kept up with her and went back and forth, and then eventually pitched the thing to her, and she really dug it. So it was like, yeah, cool.
Is it? I mean, you do you have when he's writing the book, he's coming up with the story, right?
Right.
But you're coming up with the imagery,
right?
I mean, is it? I mean, do you have a lot? Does he like throw out some ideas, or are you just going off the dialogue? I mean,
it was kind of just like back and forth, like a little bit of both. Like he kind of told me, like, yeah, I guess I was going off the script, and then I would get like kind of ideas for how I want the people to look, send it his way, and yeah, he was really digging everything that I did. We've gotten along famously. There've been like a few things here and there, but for the most part, he's really loved what I've done. I've really loved what he's done. Any changes that he's suggested, I've been totally on board with. And yeah, it's been super
that's really
cool.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's been really good. So I'm excited about it. Looking forward to it. I know they're putting it out digitally first, and then I'm imagining print, unless nothing gets printed anymore because no one wants to touch anything because
yeah,
everyone will die. But Which fucking to go off base for a bit, I could totally see it just going that way. Like,
oh yeah,
I could see this becoming a fucking bubble world.
Well, they need an excuse to do it anyway.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one, because like when I think things like that, I'm like, you're a fucking lunatic for thinking that.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not saying that this shit is not, the most contagious shit around right now, and it is. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing. But this is a good point in time for them to go, you know what? You guys can't take care of yourselves. Let us do it for you.
Yeah, this is something they've had in the works on paper for a long time, and now they're like, ooh. Yeah, let's give it a shot. We've seen it on Walking Dead. We can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, it was reminding me a lot of like this Black Mirror episode where everyone like was just kind of kept to themselves, and like if they got together, it was this kind of like sim world sort of thing. And like I could see it going that way. I don't want it to.
No.
It's got to be hard for you've got a daughter, you've got a son. It's got to be hard for them to even think that may be a world that they come up in, because they're going to lose a lot of experiences that we've all had.
They're going to lose a lot of everything, dude. It's terrible.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's already kind of changed a lot. I mean, like there's...
Oh, yeah.
Like you don't see kids just roaming the streets. Like
no, you don't.
Like,
and
they did when the movie The Warriors came out.
Well, no, he's right, though, because, like, when we were coming up, dude, we'd go outside and play and ride bikes and hang out with other kids in the neighborhood.
Sure.
I see other kids in the neighborhood maybe once in a while.
Right.
And like everybody just kind of stays to themselves.
Yeah. I mean, like with my daughter, like, we have play dates and stuff. Like I'm always like I've become really cool with the parents in her school and shit, and it's like, yeah, we'll have them over and stuff like that. But and part of me, like, I know people are like, dude, it was so much cooler back then. Like, you just go out and you stay out till the street lights come on, and you do, and yeah, that was kind of cool. But then there was also like the fucking neighborhood psychos and shit that like you'd either hear them just spouting crazy racial things, or it was like or like the like I remember just walking around, like 11, 12 and shit. And then there was like the kind of like high school psychopaths, and they'd be like, "Man, I'm gonna fuck you up." And I was like, I don't want to get fucked up, honestly. And I'm cool with my kids growing up in a world where there's not going to be some 14-year-old douchebag that wants to fuck them up.
Yeah, like, but now it's worse, dude. Now it's worse. Now they're not going to just fight them. They're going to shoot them in the face.
Right.
Because
only if they go outside.
Because they're a bunch of fucking pussies that they can't stake up for themselves.
Yeah.
They're not going to be, oh yeah, I'm going to fight you. No, I'm going to shoot you, and then, that'll be the end of it because I'm hard. You know what I'm saying? No, you're not hard. You're a fucking moron. That's what you are.
Yeah.
Well, here's a funny story that's going into this real quick. We're talking about the kids and stuff. I don't know if anybody knew this, but this is getting into around prom season too. It's slowly moving into that area of prom season. And there's a lot of cool dances.
I got my calendar marked.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Perv.
So what they're doing here is they're like,
fuck you.
I mean, my name's Adam Santino.
There you go.
Should we cancel these school dances? Should we cancel the proms and stuff like that? So one group up here, there's like, well, how can they have a prom or how can they go to a dance with this 6-foot social distancing? So they're taking the boys and they're taking the girls and they're teaching them these separate. Basically, they're teaching them the line dance. Huh. So, and this is going to be the prom from now on. You're going to go out and spend $800 on a dress, and you're going to go get the $65 cheap tuxedo, and you're going to go to the prom in separate cars. You're going to get there, and then you're going to do this whole West Side Story dance scene thing at each other.
Yeah,
and that's going to be it. I mean, it's
but you know what?
So ridiculous.
I've got a daughter, and I remember my prom. Fucking good. Good. Keep it that way.
Yeah.
What do you mean? There's going to be no more prom breeding? Come on.
Right. I mean, dude, I remember my prom and what I did. And I was even with, like, a girlfriend that I cared about and that I'm still friends with to this day. but it was still not anything I want my daughter doing until she's 30.
I completely understand that.
Does it seem weird when you're friends with those people still? Like, I've got a couple friends, and you're like, you get out, you say, hey, how you doing? Everything's great. He's like, I saw your boobs. Is that weird?
Yeah.
No, it's kind of cool.
Like,
I'm like, nah, I saw your boobs.
Look, dude. Like,
I could see him again if I closed my eyes. Do you ever get it out your hair? All right, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange. It's kind of a strange, weirdness.
Well, what else you got going on, Vernon? Now, I know that's an interesting segue back to what we were talking about.
Right. Sorry, what was that?
I was going to say, so you're doing the Bigfoot Frankenstein. What about the kids' books you were writing? Tell me about that. I mean,
those are good. I enjoy those books.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I got into that. The first one I did, someone else wrote and I drew. It was called The King Cake Baby. It was basically like a gingerbread man story, but like New Orleans based.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think we have 3 of your books, if I'm not mistaken. I think we have 3.
And I'm sure they're big print. That's the reason why Wayne has them.
No, that's not. But they are big print.
Yeah. His kid reads them to him.
He does. He's 4. He's like, Dad, no, that's the. Okay, all right. My bad.
Yeah, that was written by this lady, Keela Dawson, who's from here, but now she lives in Ohio. Plugging everyone away.
That sounds terrible. How do you know she's doing that?
Social distancing.
Because it's prom season.
I should have known.
Yeah, then so I did the Littlest Streetcar after that, which I wrote and drew, which was cool. It's about like a little worker streetcar which is trolleys for everyone else in the country. Mm-hmm. But New Orleans, we like to be different and make fun of people that say things the right way. So it's streetcar, a car on the street. And it's about this little worker streetcar that wants to be like the bigger, prettier, more popular streetcars. But
you made a children's book about street workers?
Pretty much.
Yeah, The Littlest Streetwalker.
That's nice. It's about a midget. It's great.
$5 sucky fucky, sir.
I'd buy that.
Yeah,
for real.
What to do while schools are closed and love in a time of coronavirus.
The Littlest Street Worker.
Yeah. But yeah, through a series of events, getting back to my memorized spiel, realizes he's pretty cool just the way he is, which is kind of a message that I wanted to send the kids and
that's good.
Adults, because I figure most of us at any age could use that without, save us from spending years and hundreds or thousands of dollars on therapy and booze and just general self-loathing and doubt.
Too late.
Just right. Just kind of be happy with who you are, and you might think that other people have it made, but other people think you do too. Which was kind of a thing that like I kind of noticed in my life with like different friends of mine and different people like on similar careers but at different levels and like just different people liking what the other person had, but no matter who grass is always greener. Like no matter who you think has a good life, if you see like, oh, my friend's got the perfect marriage, dude, they fight about dumb shit and who left socks on the floor and when are you gonna fucking pay the bill, and like someone's just nagging them, and people want to have kids, their kids suck. People are like, man, I wish I didn't have kids because my kid sucks, and they see their single friends like, God, I wish I was married and had kids. Like everyone just
wishes they were someone else.
Right?
Who would have thought the guy that did Hyde has this message?
Yeah.
Message.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Message. Well, and the thing is that was really kind of the thing with Hyde, and there was like an overarching message that if I'd been able to do like there's still a lot more I'd want to do with it, but I wouldn't do it unless it actually does become like some kind of show. there is kind of like an overarching message and theme of like hope and inspiration that comes from all the child murder, and even like the whole theme of the book, where it's like everyone over the age of 18 wakes up one day and wants to kill everyone under the age of 18. The story came about after I had a kid, and when I tell people that, it's like, oh yeah, you have a kid and you just want to murder kids. It's like, no, it was actually what's the most horrific thing I could think of, because like
right.
I had that makes super sense. Fucking, it's usually attributed to like a maternal instinct.
Your amazing moment in your life was like, your birth of your daughter, and then you think about protecting that.
Anything.
Damn right.
And the worst thing imaginable would be
that's paternal. That's with a P. Yeah.
Right, but it's usually considered to be a maternal instinct.
I guess, but I mean the guys always want to protect too, but we want to protect violently.
Yeah, exactly.
Mothers want to hold them and defend. We want to run out and just kill them before they get there.
I will rip someone's fucking face off if they harm my son.
Well, that was the thing that like came from when I had a kid. It was like a mix of both. Like it was if someone just looked at her for too long, I'd want to rip their eyes out. I almost got into a fight with a guy at Lee's Hamburgers because I misheard what he said, and this dude was like he was this guy who was like in his 40s, and you could tell he was the guy that when he showed up at a party in high school, you knew there was going to be trouble.
Right.
But this was him just like 20 years later. And I mean, if I had done something, he would have fucking destroyed me. But I had to do it anyway because I thought he said something about my kid, but I just misheard it. And I was like, oh, because I was like, what'd you say? And he said it again, and I was like, oh, okay. And inside my heart's like, dum, 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 dum. Okay, cool. Not gonna get killed today in front of my 2-year-old. But yeah, it was like this equal mix of I'll kill anybody with just this super emotional like. Dude, if you see some movie with like a kid with leukemia, I'm fucking crying my eyes out. Like, it was.
Well, I find myself, you change because like I find the same thing with me is like my emotion stream has changed into like this really weird stuff. Yeah. Like if I see, like you said, like if there's like a film where a kid starts talking about how he lost his dad, I fucking freak out. Like I'm just like, I can't watch it. I gotta turn it off, man, because I'm like, this is sucks.
Dude, if I see a thing where a kid hates their parents, like if a kid's like, "Fuck you, Dad," I'm like, "Why would you say that?"
Do you drink milk substitutes like almond milk and soy milk because it has a lot more estrogen in it?
No.
Damn it! I was gonna say something, but you kind of beat me to the punch on that. But dude, no, kids are fucking estrogen substitutes, I guess.
They are, dude. They really are. And I wouldn't give up my kid to save my life. You know, because he's everything, dude. Like seriously, and like I feel you. I feel what you're saying. It's like it's crazy. It's crazy. Dude,
I was selfish as fuck before. I was. That's why I didn't have a kid until I was 36 because I was absolutely just all about myself and wanting to do.
I was 41.
Right.
So I get it. Trust me.
But you had a kid with a kid, so that's weird.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, eat me! She was not a kid, you piece of shit.
She had hit the teens. It's okay.
I guess.
No, she was past the teens, boys.
That's how Wayne knows that it's prom season. His wife is dress shopping.
And on that note,
I
you guys are
asked her how old she was, and she flashed up her fingers a few times. I dish many.
Oh, that was a good one, dude. That really was.
No, I don't have kids. And I like them, but I'd like to give them back.
Yeah.
As well. I'm that guy. I spend a lot of time with other people's kids.
Yeah, he does. Prom season.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people like that don't. fuck. Good job on dead air, stupid. A lot of people that think that way still end up having kids.
True.
And I'm like, why would you? Like, I've always loved kids, so it's like for me to have one, I was like, yes, that's absolutely.
Same.
And then I can still be, a fucking
Amy's a complete
50-year-old,
opposite.
9-year-old.
Yeah, Amy's the complete opposite. She told me right out the gate when we first started dating. She just looked at me and goes, "We won't have kids." I said,
Right.
"Okay, I see your boobs."
Yeah.
That was it. I didn't care, so it was fine. But
that's how it was. With my fiance. I was like, I don't want any more kids. But
right.
but a lot of people that do end up having kids, and then it's like, kind of shitty parents, and it's like, I'm a fucking kid that did, and it's like, you gotta know that it's kind of a game changer, and it's not about you anymore. And
right. Some people are made for it. Some people are just born to be that person, and others aren't. And I'm good with either. I think if we all had kids, I think there'd be even worse of a population problem than we got now. So, and I think it's better that people who are ready for it are ready for it. Mentally, physically, financially, whatever it takes.
Financially, you don't really, because
not really. But I mean,
because that was my situation, and like my ex-wife was like, because I was like, dude, I want to have a kid. And she's like, I don't think we can financially. I was like, we're never going to be able to financially.
No, I mean that's the thing. You can't.
Let's just hurry up and do this, because we're going to get divorced in 2 years.
Yeah, because you can't fucking be financially. There's no such thing as if you prepare to be a parent by being financially stable. Guess what, guys? You'll never be a parent.
No,
because
I guess you're right.
The times change too much for you to like. Okay, well, in 10 years, I'm gonna have to have this much money to make one baby. No, that's not true. Because in 10 years, inflation will go up 100 times. To what it was before, and it's stupid.
So you just make sure that you raise them right so they can be smart and then take care of you. That's it. That's all you put it on them. You don't need to make money. They just need to so that they can support you.
Yep.
No, I mean that's a thought. I guess I need to run out and go hit some people up. I guess.
No, it's just that my kid's gonna have to end up taking up you too. So I guess
drop a few loads and.
I've done that, but I've only got so much toilet paper left, dude. I can't. Again, hey, if you're listening to this episode and you don't in the future and you don't know what's going on, it's the coronavirus time. So hey,
remember toilet paper, kids?
Yeah. Can you imagine
before the seashells?
Guys, look, can you imagine this? All right, think about this. Imagine in 100 years, someone is listening to this fucking episode and they're like. And like coronavirus has wiped out like 90% of the United States, right? Or the world, say, and they're like, they have no idea what we're talking about. Like none. Like they'd be like, so what the fuck? What is toilet paper? Like, what do you mean outside? Right? What's outside mean? What is a street light? Right?
They're all living underground, under the ocean.
What's a street?
Atlantis.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, man? Who knows what's going to happen in 100 years?
Well, I know what's going to happen in 100 years is Vernon's going to be super famous for all the shit he's doing right now.
I agree.
Yeah. Is that how long it's going to take?
Well, I mean, hopefully not. But you're like the Van Gogh of comics, aren't you?
Wow, thanks.
There you go. I mean, you have both your ears. That's
fucked up, Rum. So you saying he can't be famous till he's dead?
No, I'm just saying, but he's very good at what he does, but you'll probably be more famous when you're gone. But enjoy while you have.
So will we.
Cut off my ear now and
start
yelling at people.
Just think, Vernon. All right,
I'd rather not.
I was trying to come up with a nice compliment, but it kind of went sideways.
I mean, I'd rather not just think.
Listen, Vernon. Listen to this, okay?
I'd rather not do that.
This episode is number 593.
Holy shit!
You were on episode 4.
592.
You were on episode 4. You know, so that's crazy, right? I mean, that's a long, dude. That's forever. And
I know. And we want to thank those 3 listeners that stuck with us this entire time.
Right. I mean, I mean, we had 6 up to the Vernon episode, and when Vernon came on, we only had 3. So.
Oh my gosh!
Drunken pedophilia. Yeah. Sorry. Well, I figured there'd be a large uptick in Catholic listen. Sorry. that was an easy one.
That was good. That was good. So were those boys. But anyway, all he did was give us wine. Here's some communal wine.
Oh
God, 500. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, we're on 593.
And how many countries now, Wayne?
Oh God, I don't know. It's well over 100 countries. I don't know.
At least one.
Yeah, for real.
Right.
I mean, we get weird listeners. Like every once in a while, there's like one in like Dubai, or like these weird.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like these weird little spots that are like out in the middle of nowhere. Like, what is this?
Trying to figure out
is it because they contact you guys, or is it because like and is it if I should wait until later to ask you questions about the ins and outs of the show, just tell me to shut up.
Nah, it was cool. What you?
Oh no, I was just curious. Like, do you know this because they contact you guys?
Oh no,
you have like a site
on the hosting site. It shows you everything. Like it shows you where all the stuff comes from. They don't give you. It doesn't give you like direct where they're at. It just tells you. This country listens to you here,
Right, like it'll say like you had this week you had 53 downloads in Norway.
Yeah,
that's what thing. That's what.
Because I know nothing about podcasting, but I love it. Like I've listened to a few, but I don't. But usually it's just like something that I'll see like on YouTube or something.
Yeah,
and it's like some comedian like fucking Rogan or Burr or somebody like something like that. So
I hear you. Yeah, you listen to the big boys. I got you. I understand. Right. Fucking asshole.
I sell out. Yeah. It's when I'm listening to my top 40 pop music. Shit on whatever guys. I mean, guys in local bands.
Right. Fuck those dudes. Yeah.
Who needs them?
It's
the lime fucking hacks.
That's the kind of the same. It's the kind of the same thing with like podcasts are the same thing as like your local comic creators or your local or your local band people. You know what I'm saying? It's like
who needs them?
We have all this. I find that a lot of the local shows or just the smaller shows are better than the bigger shows because the bigger guys, dude. Everybody who's big, Kevin Smith, Joe Rogan, all these guys, they were famous before they did that.
Right.
So, of course, they're going to have 8 billion fucking followers because they were somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
We have to work for this,
Yeah. Right. And I had to join the show just to get our numbers up.
Right. We went, like I said, we went from 2 to fucking 3, Yeah.
And, well, I mean, and you got those 2 just from when Adam left.
Right, exactly.
Why do I keep jabbing at the guy? I love that.
I know you do. He knows that too.
It's funny. I just talked at him. He's doing well, by the way.
Yeah, we all jab at him. It's funny.
Cool. Was Mandy on you guys' show too?
Yeah, he was. She was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. She's still doing good.
Still in contact with her.
Yeah, she's still doing good.
Cool. Yeah, I know. I'm friends with her on the social distance
platforms. Yeah. There's plenty. Dude, we still have Mart on the show. The guy from the UK, he's still on the show. Now
Kyle.
Now we have a bunch of other people though. We have a plethora of people who do segments on the show. They come on.
Family members.
Yeah, they do like little odd then like 10-minute segments for us. Like we have like thanks for listening by the way. We have people coming in that do like
dude, but I don't
reviews
even know like,
and
where
things.
to listen. Like that's why when I asked you, I was like, where do I listen to it? Because I knew like it used to be you had to download it from iTunes or something like that.
Right. Well, iTunes you can still do us from iTunes, but there's anywhere you listen to podcasts, man, we're on. So it doesn't matter.
All you got to do is Google us, and boom, we're there. We're on every freaking site possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're even Spotify on. We're on Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on everything.
Yeah, we're on iHeartRadio.
Damn, that's like a Big thing, huh?
Yeah, we've come a long way from the stick microphone and us yelling at the phone going, "Can you hear me?"
Yeah, because we didn't do that an hour ago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, I was using
plug in your earbuds, dummy.
I was using a Rock Band
microphone
from Xbox microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
When we first started, he was using that, and I had one single. Remember those old stick mics that came out of your computer, like a long, skinny thing?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, and we had like 3 of us around that while we were talking to people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember back then. I mean, when I was on the first time, I was on an iPhone 4, and
Right.
now I'm on an iPhone 7.
Whoa! Upgrade,
Yes.
dude.
Just in time for the 11 Pro for those listening 100 years from now.
Man, yeah, now and from 100 years from now, you guys probably have like
Yeah, they're like the iPhone Cyclone or fucking the iPhone.
iPhone.
No, dude.
iPhone.
They just have the thing that's in their eye.
Yeah,
It's a chip in their head.
Yeah,
The robot people are like, they're like, I'm made by Apple. I don't understand.
This is so weird. I don't get it. Yeah, whatever.
That's like a baby's toy.
Go to museums, bitch.
Right.
Oh my God, he said bitch. Yeah. Because
What does it mean?
Yeah, because if you think the social issues that we have now with cursing and saying certain things now, 100 years from now, if this keeps on the same path, you could only say 3 words probably a day.
Right. Well, it'll either be that or it'll swing the other way where it's like, things that were
total
so
idiocracy.
Taboo, like you can't say that. You can't say this. It'll be like, Shakespeare. It'll be like, he doth fucketh correctly. Like it'll just be incorporated into everything where, it's like somebody, it's like, dude, listen to this record from like, listen to this fucking TV show from 100 years ago. It's like, man, that motherfucking nigga is like, God, people were offended by this? This was shocking back then?
Right, yeah, exactly.
And now, now it's like rape is legal and, like however it'll be like 100 years from now where it's like
How did we get to this point right now? Because it hasn't happened for a while. Then we get Vernon on the show and the word comes up.
Yeah, you noticed that, right? Right?
Which one?
All
our
of them.
Our running joke is for some reason rape always comes into the show. We don't know how it happened. We're gonna skip it this time. It's like
it's been a really long time since the Rape Cast has said anything, and today, thank you very much. We have hit the quota of Rape Cast again.
Yep.
The Metal Hand of Rape podcast has reached its 593rd episode.
Yeah, man. We're
rape your mother and her rape wife.
We're gonna be doing a 600th episode soon, of course. It's coming up pretty soon. But we're gonna do a special live thing for episode 666.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
That sounds more evil than Danzig.
Yes. We might get Danzig to come on and do the show.
Yeah. Glenn, you want to do the show? He'll go, no way.
I don't even know who you are.
Everything he says sounds like mother.
Yeah.
Dude, I heard that song on the classic rock station a couple of weeks ago.
It hurts, doesn't it?
It was weird, just because like it wasn't even played back then.
Right, and this is what kills me, man. Is when we're getting old, we're getting to our parents' age, and stuff, and our parents when they were listening to classic rock on the station when it would come up, like Zeppelin and Aerosmith and things like that, I could see it in them going, man, this is terrible. Now I'll turn on the radio and it's Metallica and freaking like Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and Danzig, and I'm going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. Like when the classics, when the oldie stuff is darkness and me, and I'm like, wow, that's old people music now. but the crazy thing is like, you know, having like a younger kid who's like listening to new music now.
It's terrible.
It's like it's not only terrible, and I don't want to go terrible because I know it's like
it's old people.
You old man, you don't get it. It's just it's so safe. Like there's nothing there's nothing that's like, oh my God, did you hear what these people did? And you know, the PMRC is investigating whether, you know, Twisted Sister's lyrics made somebody kill themselves, or Marilyn Manson caused a school shooting, or the NWA, or, you know, body count is making people shoot police officers. Like, It's like, dude, what are the people now? Like, it's not like, somebody drank too much green tea because they listened to a Billie Eilish song.
Gotta read a book. Read a book.
Right. Yeah.
It's the
gotta respect other people's opinions.
It's the hip hop versions, dude. You go listen to that stuff. Go listen to their the new versions of hip hop. Okay,
right.
It is not good.
No, it isn't. It's more repetition than
anybody.
Oh yeah.
Dude, the hip hop is the worst. Just the
right.
And it's just descriptive. Like it's like, I went to the doctor, he wrote a prescription, getting fill my pills in. I gotta go to Walgreens. I gotta go to Walgreens.
Go to work.
Gotta go to Walgreens.
Go to work.
Now my girl hit me up and she turned in my pill. Did she say, "Did you take your pills?" Yeah, I took my pills.
I lied.
Took my pills.
I lied.
Right. Psych. I lied. I gotta go to Walgreens. Like, fucking, dude. There's nothing. Like, there's no emotion in it. Like, dude, I was listening to some of, like, you know, the recent stuff, and I'm having to like keep myself from falling asleep while driving, and then I put it on like either, you know, the classic rock station, or like I put it on like the old school hip hop station, and fucking like Gangsta's Paradise came on. There was something with like fucking Snoop and Dre. I forget the name of the song. It was like dun dun dun. I'm not even gonna do it, whatever. But it was just energetic, and it was like,
right, had more energy. But you know what's problem? The guy at Starbucks is sitting there and going, "Man, I do have to go to Walgreens."
Right? Yeah.
I gotta. What he's saying.
I gotta make a venti.
Latte.
I gotta make a venti. Like
latte.
Right? Yeah.
Man, Vernon, look, dude, give these people your URL to go and look up all your stuff, man. Tell them where to find your shit.
You can find me at VernonDraws.com, because that's me, Vernon, and draws is what I do. Not drawers like my underwear, but draws.
That's right, bitch.
.com. I'm also
like
Vernon.
Simon.
Yes, like Simon Draws.
He does drawings.
Draw. Okay. I was like, I don't get the reference. It's like, oh yeah, because it's like 25 years ago.
No,
you should get the reference.
It's more like 35 years ago. But okay, keep going.
Yeah, I'm young. Yeah, and Vernon Draws also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. But don't follow me on that, because I've only posted like 12 times in the past 10 years. Not an exaggeration at all.
You need to get on that Instagram, bruh.
Right, I am.
Well, okay, good.
Instagram is where like I keep shit most up to date.
Cool,
I kind of do someone.
Do the Snapchat?
I don't. I still haven't adjusted to where Snapchat wasn't just sending pictures of your dick to somebody.
Right.
Because I remember, I remember someone like about 4 or 5 years ago. She was like, "Yeah, I added you on Snapchat," and I'm like, "I got a girlfriend, but thanks." It's like, no, it's just like a social thing. Now I'm like, oh, okay. So no, I'm not. Not on Snapchat.
Neither am I. So it's okay.
Because no one uses it for sending pictures of their dicks. And it's like, that's what I want to wake up to every morning.
Right.
There you go.
Well, you know what? If you add me on Snapchat, I'll just keep sending you pictures of my dick.
Please do. Yeah. So no, Vernon Draws on Instagram, Facebook, and
MySpace.
DeviantArt, yeah, MySpace, fucking GeoCities, whatever.
Grindr, all those good places.
Yeah. No, Grindr is actually where it's Vernon's drawers.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
It's pictures of my underwear and who wants to fill them in.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
and the great thing is I'm just a completely heterosexual, straightforward guy raising a kid, but no one would know it from the shit that comes out of and tries to go into my mouth.
Oh God, Vernon, let's not make this another 8 years before you come back on the show. How about that?
Guaranteed at least 7.
Okay, perfect,
okay,
perfect.
Cool. Yeah,
good deal.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Dude,
I had a blast.
Thank you for coming back on, dude. Seriously, it was fun.
And yeah, anytime.
But
Vernon Smith, everybody.
All right, guys. Well,
Vernon Smith, everybody.
Thank you, Vernon. I was your host, Wayne.
I'm the Rum Guy.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
and that was Vernon.
My bad. I
was your guest, Vernon.
I fucking cut Vernon right off.
Who likes to be trampled on by the host because they don't get enough time to just fucking talk every episode.
You know what? My bad, bro.
Just trample over the guy that comes on once a decade. Why not?
Hey, let's do the ending again because we can edit it.
But I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave this all in because it's funny.
All right, let's go to the phones and see what the listeners say.
Okay, let's look.
Nobody's there.
Operators are standing by.
Just as I knew, no one would.
Hey, first time caller, long time listener. You guys are awesome. I don't really like when you guys get kind of dirty, but and that artist guy sounds like he's been drinking for an hour and a half.
I was your host, Wayne.
I'm the Rum Guy.
And I am the king of dead air, Vernon Smith.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to keep it metal!
God, I got all out.
Fuck yeah!
That's it.